What happens when digital commerce stops being local and starts becoming global? Everyone's building, some are launching, others are scaling. One click, one cart, one digital storefront at a time. But beneath the momentum lies a bigger question. How many are truly ready to push past their borders? In this episode, we dig into the forces shaping the region's digital future and uncover where the next big opportunities are emerging. Welcome to Caribbean Chronicles by Joss, the podcast where we explore the stories shaping the Caribbean. I'm your host, Joss, and as always, I've got the crew with me, our resident analyst, Dr. Kimar, keeping us grounded in the numbers, and our cultural insider and storyteller, Lady May. What's up, guys?
What's up, peeps? I'm here, I'm caffeinated, and I'm ready to talk business and vibes.
Hello everyone, Dr. K here with the stats, the facts, and whatever may counteracts.
Easy, Dr. K. Who have energy must use it. And with this caffeine, I'm fully prepared to prove it.
I'm hearing stats, facts, and counteracts. You guys are ready today. Let's get right into it then. Last week, we kicked things off with a big conversation about visibility for our women, remote work, and AI innovation. How does all that tie into digital commerce, you ask? Easy. It's all part of how we build, earn, and show up in the digital world. Every transaction tells a story.
You know, Caribbean people love a good story.
And the data's definitely backing that up.
Well, according to the data, the Caribbean's e-commerce market is still on the smaller side, sitting at roughly $5 billion, relatively to some of our neighbors.
Wait. You said B, like in billions, right? And that's small how?
Well, because right next door, Latin America is projected to cross $700 billion by 2026, and that's a massive market sitting right next door. So what does that gap mean for Caribbean entrepreneurs? Quite a bit, from the challenges to the opportunities. How do we actually scale beyond our borders?
May, just for you, I'll start with context. The Caribbean e-commerce market isn't just growing, it's accelerating. Some regional estimates put it at around $22 billion by 2025. Now, that might not sound like Amazon numbers, but for a region our size, that's significant. And when you look at Latin America, with countries like Brazil, Mexico, Colombia, you're talking about a $700 billion digital economy. For Caribbean businesses, that's not competition, that's opportunity.
Hold on, Dr. K. So we're treating Latin America like our playground now? You do know all that glitters ain't gold, right? Sure, it sounds good, but it's not that simple.
It really is that simple, my friend. Cross-border trade is the future. And you know what they say, nothing ventured, nothing gained. If you're thinking small and local, May, you're missing the whole picture.
Simple? Are you sure? Because language barriers, payment systems, logistics, those aren't small things. Caribbean entrepreneurs aren't waking up and just shipping to Sao Paulo tomorrow morning.
All right. I love the energy. Let's unpack this together. Dr. K's talking opportunity, May's talking reality, and the truth is, both perspectives matter, and that's where the tools come in. You can't scale without the infrastructure. So who's actually making this possible in the region? Where should we be turning our eyes?
There are some real game changers leading this shift, Joss. On the Caribbean side, we've got Fast Atlantic Commerce enabling cross-border payments, WePay rolling out digital payment solutions, and even their own e-commerce platform, WeShops. Then there's TapTapSend, making remittances more affordable, and Bit out of Barbados pushing digital assets and fintech forward.
That's a solid lineup, Dr. K. But let's be real. Tools are one thing, adoption is another. What do you think is actually holding Caribbean entrepreneurs back from using these platforms at scale?
Yeah, Dr. K, that's cute. But having tools and using tools are two different stories. So what's the real blocker here? Because from what I'm seeing, Mercado Libre is basically the Amazon of the South. And if you're not tapping into that market, you're leaving money on the table.
That's key insight right there, ladies. Mercado Libre and Linio, these are mature, highly accessible ecosystems. Caribbean entrepreneurs who can learn to integrate with them can reach millions overnight. But none of that works without strategy. You can't simply upload products and hope for the best.
Okay, but you're making it sound like all a Caribbean business need is vibes and a login. What does strategy actually look like? These platforms are huge. Competing there is a whole different ballgame. Entrepreneurs listening right now want steps, not theory.
Exactly, May. Dr. K, break that down for us. What does a real cross-border strategy look like for a Caribbean businesses?
That's exactly why I'm saying strategy matters. The opportunity is there, but only if you approach it intentionally. Strategy starts with understanding demand, competition, and logistics, not vibes. Then there's digital presence, as well as fintech-powered payments, and platforms that remove friction. Without those, you're just posting products into the void.
Not the void, sir. Don't do them like that.
I said it. The void, May. The void.
Moving on before this turns into a full-on sound clash.
Yes, please. Because May is giving pure ninja man energy. Every point I drop, she drop a counteraction.
Sir, I'm just keeping you honest.
You know I love you, Miss May. And I respect our banter. Counteraction sharpens the tune and the strategy.
Right back at you, Dr. K, but you know what this reminds me of? My cousin in St. Lucia who started selling handmade jewelry online. At first, she was just posting on Instagram for friends and family, but once she plugged into a proper e-commerce platform and used Tap Send for payments from customers abroad, boom, orders from Canada, the UK, even Brazil. She told me, May, I didn't even know Brazilians liked Caribbean jewelry like that. Digital commerce literally turned her side hustle into a real business.
That is the magic. Access. Once people can reach markets beyond their borders, everything changes.
You know what they say, if you want people to find you, you can't hide behind the door. Entrepreneurs need to show up where the customers are.
For as real as that story sounds, let's keep it real. Not everyone gets that kind of traction. Plenty of entrepreneurs are still struggling to get eyes on their products.
True. But that's exactly why we're having this conversation. The tools are there, but people need guidance. Visibility isn't magic, it's strategy.
So let's talk about that, Dr. K. If visibility is the bottleneck, what are the practical steps entrepreneurs can take to break through the noise?
3 things, Joss. First, digital presence. If people can't find you, they can't buy from you. Second, frictionless payments. If your customers abroad can't pay you easily, you lose them. And third, platforms that amplify visibility. You need to be where the traffic already is. When those 3 line up, that's when entrepreneurs start breaking through the noise.
And that brings us to an interesting angle, the role of media in all this. Because platforms like ours, Joss Productions, aren't just observers. We're part of the ecosystem. Dr. K, talk to us about where media fits into this.
Let's start with how media shapes perception first and foremost. If you highlight innovators, you accelerate adoption. If you tell the stories, you build trust. And trust drives digital commerce. But beyond storytelling, there's a monetization opportunity here. Media companies that understand this shift can embed themselves into the commerce ecosystem.
Practically, it means media stops being just a messenger and starts being a marketplace partner. You can curate products, spotlight entrepreneurs, host digital storefronts, even integrate payment links right into your content. When media becomes a bridge, not just a broadcaster, you create discovery, trust, and transactions all in one place.
Joss, don't tempt me with a Caribbean marketplace. I'll be on there buying pepper sauce, jewelry, and carnival costumes every week.
And that, May, is exactly why the market is booming.
Wow, so I'm the reason for GDP growth now?
Honestly, I wouldn't doubt it.
1 May equals 1 percentage point. That's my new economic model.
I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt. Hello, marketplace.
Jokes aside, consumer behavior like that is exactly what drives digital commerce. Okay, let's bring it home. What are the big takeaways today?
I'll start. We learned that digital commerce is the new gateway to global scaling. The infrastructure is here, the platforms are mature, and the regional market is massive. Caribbean entrepreneurs who tap into Latin America's digital economy will lead the next wave of growth.
For me, it's access plus visibility equals opportunity. The talent has always been here. Now the tools finally match the ambition. Old folks say, when the door's open, walk through it. Digital commerce is that open door.
Well said, guys. The region is ready. The digital revolution isn't waiting for anyone. The world is open, and digital commerce is the bridge. Entrepreneurs who embrace it early will scale faster and smarter.
And with less stress, please. We don't need any more stress. You already know how Caribbean people deal with stress.
Folks, this is why I love my team. Very well said, May. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Caribbean Chronicles. Next week, we're diving into funding, how Caribbean entrepreneurs can access venture capital, grants, and fintech-powered investment opportunities. This is a big one. You won't want to miss it. Caribbean Chronicles is produced by Joss Productions, telling the stories that shape the Caribbean's future. If you have a vision for the region, we'd love to hear from you. Until then, keep pushing the culture forward. I'm Joss with Dr. Kimar and May, and we'll meet you right back here next Wednesday.
Caribbean Chronicles by Joss, a Joss Productions publication, copyrights 2026, all rights reserved.